Hey guys, welcome back to our playthrough of Pokemon Red on the Virtual Console. I defeated the rest of the trainers on this route, and now it is time to head into Mount Moon. Well, let's go back out and see the sign first, though. Mount Moon Tunnel Entrance. Did they spell it right? They did. Good job. Alright. I'm sure you guys recognize that music. Ooh, an item. That was easy. TM12. Not sure what that does. Let's find out. Water gun. As I was booting it up, something told me it was water gun. But of course, Wartortle already knows water guns, so I'm not going to bother using that on him. There's a trainer there. I guess let's go ahead and battle him, because this is probably the only chance we're going to get. Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you? You calling me suspicious? Why is he wearing shorts in a cave? And why is he a bug catcher in a cave? There aren't really bug Pokemon in caves. Alright, we're going to use... let's go with Scratch. I did fight that last outside that has level 14 Jigglypuff. I remember her being really annoying, and she was, because apparently sleep in this generation lasts quite a while, or at least can last quite a while. And, additionally, the turn you wake up, you can't use a move like you can in more recent generations. You have to spend a turn actually waking up, and then you can use another attack. Kuna is using Harden. I do kind of wonder if you can poison types. I'm going to try it. I almost hope no, just for Viri's own sake. Critical hit. See, I'm getting this, it's super effective message there, but I think it's really evenly effective. Because it's apparently good against Bug and not good against Poison. I haven't looked that up yet. But I'm not seeing Kakuna get poisoned. Another crit. Getting lucky here. Not that it really matters, but at least it's speeding things up a bit. Probably should have used Scratch there. I'm not sure if Poison Sting is completely accurate or not. And Viri is at level 16. Good job. You got me. And Viri is evolving, our second evolution. There we go. Viri evolved into Nidorina. He's looking a little pig-like there. Has a bit of a snout. It's funny, these are sprites that I haven't, remembered or thought about in years and years, but they do look familiar now. What? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. Are your friends deeper in the cave? Hopefully they didn't run into those suspicious people I've heard about. Alright, so we faced Jigglypuff earlier, and now it's time to face Clefairy. Let's see if we can poison Clefairy. Clefairy is, of course, a normal type in this generation, but a fairy type in Gen 6 onward. Alright, it's poisoned, which I thought was an eighth of its health. Maybe it's only a 16th? It's also quite possible that it changed between the generations. Oh, okay, Sing. We got lucky there. Because Sing is a very annoying attack. Like I was just saying. Pound is fine. You can use Pound all you want. Just don't use Sing. The one nice part about Sing, as far as we're concerned, oh, lucky again, is that it has only a 55% accuracy chance. Or something like that. I lost? Yes, you did, and that's why the move Spore is so good. And I was trying to remember earlier if Spore was a Gen 1 move or not. I don't know. It's possible that Paris and Parasect can learn it, even in this generation. But it's 100% accurate. Up, found somebody else. A move that puts you to sleep. Don't sneak up on me. I think it's the other way around here, buddy. A super nerd. I remember these guys, and a Magnemite. They tried to make him look shiny here, but honestly, if you ask me, it looks like he's like a clear bubble, the way they rendered him. And Magnemite is not Steel type in this gen. There are no Steel types in this generation. So he will be affected by Poison Sting, and he can be poisoned. Critical hit there. Now we got a crit as well. I'm going to switch to Scratch, because I think it'll do more damage. And at this point, Poison won't be as useful. So battles at this stage of the game are pretty simplistic, but they will get a little more complicated as we go on. Once Pokemon start having more powerful moves and a few different types of moves. Now, Voltorb is a very fast Pokemon, which makes sense. It's a ball, it can just roll along. So obviously it is outspeeding Veery here. Screech. That will lower my defense by quite a bit. And you know what I'm going to do right now? Actually, I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to say, one strategy I like to use when I have Pokemon like Magikarp in my party is that you can use them as a free switch to reset your Pokemon stats in case they're lowered by a move like Screech. My Pokemon won't do. Well, they're not bad. Magnemite and Voltorb were both decent at this stage, but I want to train him a little bit more. Maybe he's trying to use them to defeat the Zubats in this cave. Speaking of Zubat, there it is. And it's funny, back when I did Gen 1 for the first time, I always kind of saw the sprite wrong. I was seeing... I'm going to trace my cursor here if I can find my cursor. Alright, so I always read these lines as being like the sides of its neck. Like this was its neck here, this was its head, and this was like a fan, like a... or whatever you call those things. Like a King Cobra has coming down to either side of it. But in retrospect, I don't know how I saw it that way. It obviously does look like a bat. I guess it didn't help, too, that the screen size and the screen resolution on the original Game Boy was apparently a lot smaller than it is here on the DS. There is a way to make it smaller, I think by hitting, like, X and Y when you start the game. But I'm not going to bother with that, because I want to make sure you guys can actually see what's going on. And another Zubat. I really wish I had some repels, because Zubat is probably the most annoying Pokemon that there is. We're pretty darn close to it. But at least it's some easy experience, and we do resist Leech Life. Hopefully these Zubats do not know Supersonic yet. In fact, that's the main reason they're so annoying, is because they can learn Supersonic and Confuse Ray, and nobody likes being confused. Another item? Lots of items in here. An escape rope. I bought one of those, but we might have to use one. Now, I don't remember in this generation if escape ropes take you back to the start of the cave or to the latest Pokemon Center. I think it's start of the cave. And then in more recent games, it's the latest Pokemon Center. I actually trained a Zubat in my very first playthrough. My team was, let's see, I guess once they were fully evolved, it was Blastoise, Pidgeot, Raticate, Golbat, Victreebel, and Dugtrio. And then I eventually traded in Golbat for Mewtwo at the end of the game. Which is kind of a shame, because I was looking through my old blue version a couple years ago, I remember, and I couldn't find the Golbat that I had trained up. So I don't know if I trade him to a different version, or put him in Pokemon Stadium, or what I was doing with him. But, it's kind of a shame, one of my first ever Pokemon, and I don't know where he is. I probably should fire up my old N64, though, and transfer my Pokemon from Pokemon Blue to that game. Because I know the memory battery, if it's still working, isn't going to last much longer. I don't want to lose them forever. The Nintendo battery life, apparently, of those cartridges is much, much, much longer, like greater than a human lifetime, so they're pretty safe there. I know a lot of the original Gold and Silver games, the memories have already died. They only lasted like 10 years or so, so if you have an old Gold or Silver cartridge lying around that you haven't used in a while, fire it up and let me know if it's still working, if it still actually saves the game, because I'm guessing it probably won't. I don't even know if you can get a new battery for them anymore, maybe on eBay. So we're facing off against Oddish and Bellsprout here. A couple of Grass-type Pokemon, and both good additions to your team if you're looking for a Grass-type. And Virius grew to level 18. Awesome. Oh, I lost it. Yes, you did. You can't catch either of them yet, but once we get out of this cave, I think there are some areas where you are able to. I honestly don't remember which one of these ladders goes where we need to go. Did you come to explore too? I guess I did. I don't want to leave this cave until we have explored a bit, because once you do, you can't come back here for quite a while. Alright, Veery, let's just go for Scratch. And there is a critical hit, very nice. There is a Moonstone in this cave that I definitely do want to find. This guy apparently likes Rattatas. So yeah, if you're like me and you started with a Squirtle, or if you started with a Charmander, getting a Grass type like Oddish or a Bellsprout on your team would not be a bad idea at all. And I believe, in fact I'm sure, that Bellsprout is the blue version Pokemon, and Oddish is the red version. I've always had an affinity for all of the exclusive blue version Pokemon just because they're the ones that I knew and played with back in my original game. And I had multiple blue versions and red versions eventually, but blue is the first one I ever played. Losing stinks. Yeah, it does. And because I don't want to lose, I'm going to switch out our Pokemon again. Let's put Pal at the front and head onward. I feel like this third ladder is probably the right way, so maybe we should go a different way first. Oh, I could really use some repels. Let's use Water Gun. At this point, it's probably just as quick to defeat the Zubat as it would be to run away. Not a one-hit KO. So close. Yeah, luckily, Wartortle's defenses are high enough that Leech Life only did 1 damage. Leech Life is a bug-type attack. I didn't think about that one. But, obviously it's very weak with only like 20 base power, I think. Which is a shame because in this generation, Psychic types are only weak to Bug and Ghost. And because of a bug, the only Ghost-type move that does normal damage, Lick, actually does not affect Psychic at all, instead of being super effective. And most, if not all, the Pokemon who can learn it, at the very least the Pokemon who will get stabbed from it, are also weak to Psychic attacks, because the Ghost Pokemon in this generation are also Poison types. Oh, this isn't the right way, but this is a special opponent up here. TMO1, is that like Mega Punch or something? We're pulling a big job here. Get lost, kid. There he is, our first Team Rocket Grunt, or just Rocket. That's what they're calling him. It is weird how the evil team members don't have names. I guess they don't want to humanize them too much. But they're always just Grunt in the later games. And I'm pretty sure they're Grunts in the second game too, which makes me think the second generation was the one where they added names to trainers. But in this game, they could only fit, I guess, 7 characters in the trainers' names. So all they got was the class, or in the case of the gym leader, it's just their name. And an Ekans, another poison-type Pokemon. And of course, Jessie had an Ekans in the anime series, evolved into an Arbok. Critical hit, awesome. And Pal grew to level 18. There isn't an XP bar in this game. So you are good. If you find a fossil, give it to me and scram. I don't know about that. A secret item. Whenever you see items like, or rocks like this standing in the middle of nowhere, it's always a good idea to check them for secret items. Alright, so that's one tunnel. Let's go check the other one over here. Because I feel like that probably also has a nice item to it. Oh, what's this? A Geodude! It's a rock and ground type Pokemon. We've seen him fairly recently, and I think Bubble might be enough to 1 KO it. It is 4 times effective, and Geodude has low special. Keep wanting to say special defense, but it's just special. There was a ladder down here somewhere, and a trainer we haven't fought yet. Well, time to rectify that then. Another youngster. I feel like I'm also losing my train of thought a lot. Hopefully I'm not like ending things mid-sentence, but there's just so much to talk about in these games. I'm trying to fit it all in there. Alright, that's Caterpie. Let's bring out Metapod. And Metapod has good defense, but again, weak specials, so nice and easy. And another Caterpie. Critical hit. We've gotten a lot of lucky crits lately. That's good. Oh, the XP bar is what I was talking about. So, he just says I lost when he loses. So there isn't an XP bar on the screen or even on the menu, but you can check your Pokemon like this and see how much XP you need to get to the next level. So there is that. Another wild Pokemon. A Paris. I had actually forgotten that you could find Paris here. Paris is a bug and grass type. But, I don't know if I would really recommend catching a Paris. I don't think Parasect is that strong. And there's Zubat. If you want a grass type, I would go with either Bellsprout or Oddish, whichever is your version exclusive. I'm just going to run from this guy. Now, where was that ladder? Must have been over here. Another battle. It's funny, when we were looking for Pokemon like in the woods and wanted to find them, we couldn't. Now that we don't want to, they're everywhere. Might as well use Water Gun for some experience. I think it'll be a one-hit KO. And it was. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and boot up that TM, because if it is Mega Punch... It is, I remembered, okay. I'm going to go ahead and teach Mega Punch to Wartortle. It's actually a pretty good normal type attack. So let's go ahead and forget, I guess, Tackle. It pretty much supersedes Tackle in every way. And we got Mega Punch. Mega Kick is also an incredibly powerful move in this generation, and in all generations. But this is the only generation where Mega Kick is a TM. Alright, so let's try out Mega Punch, which I think is a base 75 move, like most of the punches, and it is 100% accurate. Mega Kick, on the other hand, is 120 base power, but only has 75% accuracy. And I did not actually remember that. I happened to look it up before, because I don't know what I was looking at. I guess the list of TMs or something. And that's how I found it. So I am really hoping that Cerulean City has a has some repels in its Pokemart. I'm guessing you guys are too, but not much I can do about it at this point. Was there not a ladder down there? Am I missing the ladder? Was it? Maybe it was on the left-hand side? I could have sworn we passed the ladder. Alright, Zubat. You're gonna get the old one too, because you're really starting to annoy me. Critical hit. Once again, great job, pal. Oh. Was this the one I was thinking of? Probably. Hey look guys, another Zubat. There are Clefairy in this cave. I think it's Zubat is the most common, then Geodude, then Paris, then Clefairy. Pretty sure that's all of them. And Clefairy is a decent Pokemon. Clefable has a pretty good special attack stat, or at least a decent special attack stat. Hey, look who it is. Speak of the fairy, I guess. I don't know if Water Gun will defeat it. Let's go with Bubble. Critical hit. That's tempting. Should I use another Bubble then? Let's do it. If we happen to faint Clefairy, I'm not going to be too worried. But we didn't. We have it in perfect position to be captured. Like I said, they have a pretty decent special stat. And Clefable can also learn a wide variety of moves from TMs. So if you're looking for a good normal type on your team, Clefable or Wigglytuff are not really bad choices. They're not the most powerful Pokemon in the world, but they're certainly decent. Alright, so now we have both a Jigglypuff and a Clefairy on our team. Oh, I didn't read the first page. Oh well. It is rare and only found in certain areas. We will not give Clefairy a nickname because it is not going to be a permanent member of our team. But it could be useful for, I don't know, teaching HMs maybe. And if Mega Punch... Oh, Mega Punch is not completely accurate then. I stand corrected. Although I'm currently sitting, but must be like 95% accurate or something like that. Maybe 90. I'll look it up after this episode. Unless I forget. There was something else I was going to look up too, and I don't remember what that was either. Let's face this Team Rocket guy first. We, Team Rocket, are Pokémon gangsters. He says that very proudly. I like how they have whips in this generation too. Like, they're clearly not holding anything back. Nowadays, they'd probably be accused of animal cruelty or whatever, which is true, but I mean, they're the bad guys. And I know these days people try to, like, protect kids from any kind of violence whatsoever in TV or in video games, but I think to some degree it's probably healthy to be exposed to those things when you're 10 or 11 years old, just to know that there are bad people in the world, and sometimes you gotta stay away from them or take them down by attacking them with Bubble Attack. Gotta do what you gotta do. As normal, Team Rocket is pretty weak Pokemon. They like to use Poison types and Rattata and Raticate. And Supersonic. That could be annoying. So I'm going to do the exact strategy I talked about before. Let's bring out our new Clefairy. Not sure if we'll win this or not, but at least that way Wartortle is no longer confused. since Confusion does get reset when you switch out. Alright, Clefairy defeated itself. Sorry, Clefairy. But, in fact, let's bring out Veery just for some easy XP. And we'll use a Scratch Attack. And that is the end of Zubat. And we have defeated Rocket. I blew it. Yeah, you did. Alright, what is this? HP up. Was hoping for a Moonstone, but that'll have to do. Now, HP ups are part of a series of items, of vitamins, I guess you'd call them. There's protein for attack, HP up for HP. I believe zinc is defense, carbos is speed, and calcium is special. Or is zinc the new one? There might be a different one here. Carbos, calcium. I feel like there used to be 5, and then they added zinc, but I don't know which one I'm forgetting. Regardless, though, those are expensive items that you can use to increase what are called effort values. And that's the level of the game that you really don't have to know about to enjoy the game. I know I certainly didn't know about effort values when I was little. I didn't learn about them until, I guess, Gen 4 was the first time I really got into Pokemon battling. But what effort values are, quick crash course in Pokemon mechanics, is basically every time you defeat an enemy Pokemon, you don't just gain experience, you also gain what are called effort values, or EVs for short. Not to be confused with the Pokemon EV. And depending on which Pokemon you defeat, that depends on which effort values your Pokemon get. So if you defeat a fast Pokemon, like Zubat, then you'll probably get 1 or 2, probably just 1, speed EV. If you defeat a defensive Pokemon like Shelter, you'll probably get a defensive EV. And if you defeat evolved Pokemon or higher level... Oh, we're going the wrong way. Or a higher evolution Pokemon, like if you defeat a Dragonite, you might get, say, 3 attack EVs. I'm not sure what the exact numbers are, I'm just throwing out hypothetical examples, but you can look them up on the wiki. But what EVs do is when your Pokemon increases level, and you see that their stats grow up, some of those stat increases are just because of the level up itself. Other ones are because of those EVs you've been gaining as you were fighting Pokemon at that previous level. So, as you level through the game, you fight a wide variety of Pokemon, obviously. And like right now I'm defeating a Geodude, I probably got a defense EV from that. So my Wartortle's defense is a little higher. And I believe you can get, 510 EVs in total? Something like that. But, which is enough to max out up to 2 stats of the 5 in this gen or 6 in future gens. But basically by defeating random Pokemon throughout the game, you'll have a pretty balanced Pokemon. Like all 5 of their stats or 6 of their stats will go up pretty much at the same rate. And we're level 20. But if you're doing competitive battling, you might not want a nice solid Pokemon. You might want a Pokemon that specializes in certain areas. For example, if you have an Alakazam, which is a very powerful special attacker, but it's kind of a glass cannon. In other words, it can deal out lots of damage, but it can't really take a hit. So giving defense EVs to Alakazam to make its defense better, or giving it zinc or calcium or whatever vitamin it is, wouldn't really be beneficial to an Alakazam. But Alakazam has high speed and high special, so giving it giving it vitamins that increased those IVs, or defeating Pokemon that would give it more of those IVs, would be beneficial. So if you were training up an Alakazam for competitive battling, you might seek out Pokemon that are fast, like Zubat, and only defeat them with that Alakazam, so that you would max out the types of EVs you want. Hopefully that made sense, but the too long didn't read version, or didn't listen version, is that EVs are a way to really min-max your Pokemon if you're really into the metagame and competitive battling. Or if you want a way to make sure you're better than all your friends. But if you're just doing the actual gameplay as we're doing, it really doesn't matter that much. And a Moonstone. We're going to need that at some point, but not quite yet. And it's pretty obvious at this point, but we can actually use that to evolve Nidorina. The 4 Pokemon in Gen 1 that can use Moonstones are Nidorina into Nidoqueen. Have we fought this guy yet? I don't think we have. Whoa, you shocked me. Oh, you're just a kid. Hey, who you calling just a kid? It's a hiker, our first hiker. It can also evolve Nidorino into Nidoking, Clefairy into Clefable, and Jigglypuff into Wigglytuff. So we already have 3 of the Pokemon that evolve using Moonstones. And we will evolve our Nidorina, but not right away. I want to wait until it's a certain level. Another Geodude. Another easy win. And some more XP for us, which is good. Our Pokemon are getting up there. That's also good because it is going to be a little while before we catch our next Pokemon. This guy seems to be a fan of Brock. Has pretty much the same Pokemon. I'm going to use Water Gun just in case there. Alright, Hiker has been defeated. Wow, shocked again. That's another thing I really enjoy about this first game, is that you really are some kind of like child prodigy. Like the people you're facing, some of them are younger, some of them are older. I mean, most of the gym leaders seem to be like maybe teenagers or in their 20s. But you know, you're still you're a young kid. You're 10 years old, I think. So people are obviously shocked that you're defeating all these really powerful trainers that have been training for years and years. In the later games, there really isn't that much of that. I guess at that point, people just assume, oh, kids can be good at Pokemon too. But in this game, it definitely seems to be something out of the ordinary and something that makes you feel a little bit special. We are running out of power points, and there are no Lepa Berries in this generation, so I can't really restore them. There are Ethers and Ethers and Max Ethers and Max Ethers, though. It is kind of amazing how, well, sure, there's a lot of things in these generations that haven't been added yet, like natures and held items, genders, Pokemon eggs. Yeah, I could go on and on. But there's actually quite a number of basic game mechanics that are added, even back to Gen 1. Little kids should leave grown-ups alone. See, there's that little kid thing again. But we'll show him. I mean, there's crits, there's stab, all the type bonuses, obviously. TMs and HMs. Hyperfang, that's a good move. Critical hit and a flinch. Whoa, that was lucky on his part. This might be a tough battle. We are at only 3 HP, and I don't think this Water Gun is going to one-hit KO Eradicate. Let's see, who do we have here? We have a Magikarp, we have a Jigglypuff. Our Pokemon are all at low levels, and I don't think we have any Super Potions yet. So this could be trouble. Let's go ahead. I'm going to switch out Jigglypuff here. And hope that Eradicate uses Tail Whip or something. Hey, I was right. And I even called the right move, Tail Whip. Alright, that'll give me a chance to use a potion to heal up Pal there. Only by 20 points, but hey, it helps. I do not want to lose against Team Rocket. I probably should have healed these guys up after the battle. Critical hit. Jigglypuff has a lot of health, but it was only level 3. Oh, yeah, level 3. Alright, Pal, you're up again. So I guess Eradicate was faster then? Let's try Mega Punch. It was faster, that's how it got the flinch. Another crit! In fact, I think I know why it's critting so much. In Generation 1, I just remembered this. The flinch and crit chance, or I don't know about flinch, but crit chance is based on speed. And the faster your Pokemon is, the higher its crit chance is, which made speed a really overpowered stat. So it's definitely good to have fast Pokemon. I'm going to use a couple potions to heal up our guys, just a little bit. We can always buy more. But we do have a few battles left to go. I want to make sure they're not too weak. And let's use one more. That's why they're here, after all. Alright. Good fight, Team Rocket. Yeah, I do remember this little area here. I think we are nearing the end of our cave. This will be a little bit of a longer episode, but it is a little bit of a longer dungeon, so hopefully you guys will bear with me. Those of you who watch my Pokemon X Let's Play are no doubt used to rather long episodes. Team Rocket will find the fossils, revive, and sell them for cash. Aha. So we found Team Rocket's plan. Wasn't too ingenious anyway. Simple thievery. Got a Rattata. Kinda wish this guy had the Eradicate. That would make a good, like, final battle, since I think this is the final Team Rocket guy. Actually, there might be one more up ahead. There might be more than one more. I really don't remember that well. We only have 3 power points for Water Gun left. Quick Attack. Quick Attack always goes first. And I think it's the only priority move of that nature in this generation. But see, that's another thing they have, priority moves. Something that they've expanded on quite a bit in later gens, but they had one even here. Alright, nice Mega Punch. And that is the end of Rocket. Ah, now I'm mad. Nothing over there. And this guy. Hey, stop! I found these fossils. They're both mine. I don't think so, buddy. Let's share. Super Nerd wants to fight. He's got some kind of rare Pokemon. Starting with a Grimer, a poison type. Another Pokemon that I've always had a weird affinity for, just because it was one of those blue version exclusives. Never been a fan of Coughing. And it's weird too, because I don't... It's not like I like Grimer because it's a blue version exclusive. Like, it's not a conscious thing. I just instinctively like Grimer more than Coughing. I like Bellsprout more than Oddish. I like Butterfree more than Beedrill. The list goes on and on. And I feel like that's got to be in part because I played blue version first. Or it could be coincidence. Nidoking and Nidoqueen, I like both, so it's pretty much a wash there. But the reason I'm going with a Nidoqueen and the female line in this version is because a few years ago, in fact it was 7 years ago, or 2007, it was 9 years ago, a little over 9 years ago, 9 years and a couple of months, I looked it up. And a Coughing, I was speaking about Coughing. So about 9 years ago, I played my first Fire Red version, the remake of this game. And in that version, I trained a Nidoking. And I also trained a couple other Pokemon that we're going to have on our team, including a Blastoise. So, because our teams are already going to be so similar to that version, I didn't want... Alright, I get to choose one fossil. So, my story will be continued in a second. Do I want the Helix fossil? I do. The Helix fossil can be turned into Omanite, and the Dome fossil can become Kabuto. I did choose the Helix fossil in my very first playthrough, so again, I've always had a strange affinity for Omanite and Omastar over Kabuto and Kabutops, but I suppose they're all cool Pokemon. But yeah, because we're going to be using 3 Pokemon that I also used in that Fire Red version, which I think is my... Well, I guess not my most recent playthrough of a Kanto game. We're all out of water guns. But I think I played Leaf Green once or twice. But it's the one I remember the best. So I wanted to make sure our team was at least a little different by having a Nidoqueen instead of a Nidoking. And they are pretty similar in a lot of ways. Hey look, we made it out of Mount Moon. Route 4, Mount Moon to Cerulean City. Basically, Nidoqueen has a little bit better defenses, whereas Nidoking has a little better speed and attack, if memory serves. Anything up here? If there is, I want to grab it before we jump down, because there is a point of no return here. Or at least a point of no return for a while. So if you want to get like a Moonstone or any of those other items from Mount Moon, the Water Gun TM, the Mega Punch TM, make sure to grab them before you leave, because once you get to Cerulean City, you can't just go right back. I don't see anything here though. Maybe up here? I thought I remember there being like an item up here you could grab. Aha, there is. TM04. What is TM04, you ask? I really have no idea. But if you want to find out, you'll have to keep watching, because I am going to end this episode here. When we come back, we will hop over the edge and reach Cerulean City. I'll see you guys then.